Oh, hi, Ezra Levant here. I am in the heart of Cork right now, what they call the Grand Parade. This is where in about, an hour and 5 minutes, the anti-immigration march is set to start. However, counter-protesters have already arrived. You can tell who's on whose team by what flag they carry. The Irish nationalists, as they would call themselves, the ones who want to stop mass immigration, they carry the Irish flag. That's the orange, white, and green one. And the Antifa, they bizarrely have the Palestinian flag. I see one or two Irish flags amongst them, but I mean, take a look right there. It's dominant, the Palestinian flag. I don't understand how the Palestinian flag is a juxtaposition to the Irish nationalists who are marching here today. Maybe the implication is that Ireland should take more refugees from Gaza. I'm not quite sure. I think there's lots of NGOs here. Ireland has per capita probably more NGOs than anywhere else in the world. And there were cries of pain when the United States defunded the USAID Foreign Affairs slush fund. Let me even point out the library itself. It's not flying the Irish flag, it's flying the trans flag, but they're out of date. They don't have the O on it, which I think stands for autism or something. And you see that giant circle there, sustainable practices? That's the UN ideology. It's basically the UN's political flag. I'm told by Irish that Cork, in the heart of the city, is quite woke, and I think we can see a bit of that. I'm hoping there won't be any violence. I know there's a lot of Irish police here. They're called the Gardaí. So far, it looks like both sides are keeping it cool. You can see down there some of the nationalists mustering. No Palestinian flags there. Anyways, I'm here on the scene, and besides the pro-Irish and pro-Palestinian camps, there's just a lot of severely normal Irish people going out and about in a lovely part of town. It's spitting rain, so we'll see how the day goes, but I'm having fun already. Follow along at migrantreports.com.
Well done for actually reporting on this, because this is disgusting what happens in Ireland. Absolutely disgusting.
Well, tell me your point of view. So are you from Cork?
Could you not?
No, I can.
No, don't. You're only going to misrepresent you, you know?
No, these are good people.
They're...
What's your name?
I don't agree. No, sorry, I'm not going to comment on that.
Why are you interrupting us? Why are you mansplaining? Why are you mansplaining to her who she can talk
Trying
to?
to make sure
Are you her
everyone's
boss?
safe.
Do you think she should wear a burqa?
No, that's... Sorry, that's...
Do you see what happens? Do you see you're not allowed to talk to nobody? No. This whole country is so corrupt. So corrupt.
You got the Palestinian flag and the pride flag. Are they compatible, do you think?
I don't really want to be filmed or talked to, sorry.
Okay. This is a public rally, though, that you came to,
I
right?
can choose who I want to talk to, and I don't care.
There's a little guy. He's pretty cute. How little is he? I see he's got a little watermelon pin on him. Is that sort of a baby Hamas supporter?
Is that Irish news?
It's Canadian news. What's your name?
Canadian. What do you reckon is going on here?
I'm trying to figure it out. What do you think is going on? Did you come down for one of the protests?
Have one look at these mad cunts, and then have one look at the Republicans, and then you'll be able to make out your mark.
Which side are you on?
Republican.
And what do you think of mass immigration to Ireland? Were you born here, or did you come here from...
If they want to come here, they can pay a hefty tax so they can fuck off.
What's that mean?
It means that you're not strong unless you're together.
You know, it's the pro-Hamas side is extremely invasive. They don't want any of their people to talk at all. That's the second time I've seen a Hamas marshal shoo someone away when all I was doing was asking what the sign was. There's an authoritarian impulse there that's disappointing but not too surprising. I think that the Palestine issue is a placebo for many Irish activists. They take that pill, which actually does nothing, but they say, I'm a moral person, I'm a charitable person, I care about people. What's your name?
Oh, dude, my name is Levi Ackerman.
I don't believe that.
Levi Ackerman, I'm 18 years old. I love people, I love cigarettes, and I love dope. Yeah.
That I do believe.
The Crusades also invaded the Levant, which is the homeland of Christianity.
Well, who was there first, the Christians or the Muslims?
Well, it depends.
It depends.
The Muslim.
The Muslim. Do you know which religion?
Arabs, modern Arabs, but not Muslims. Muslims came.
Well, those Arabs were Christian. You know the Arabs were Christian.
Not before Christianity.
Saying, I don't think you know a damn thing about Gaza or Israel.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure about it.
Yeah.
When I came to America in 77, right, I was recruited and I worked in Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx. All the doctors were Jewish. It was a Jewish hospital. And the first thing they said to me was, we're going to Dublin next week. We're meeting Mayor Briscoe, who was Jewish. Right. And Goldberg was already gone in Cork. And they said, they went to Ireland. There's a big conference, a urology conference on in Dublin. They all went, loads of Jewish doctors all together, and they had a fabulous time. They were received in the Mayor's Mansion, in the Oris, and everything like that. And now, today, that would never happen. We're regressing, and we're reaching, I would say, like what the Jews went through, I'd say, in the 1939.
I'm standing in a barrier, a DMZ, a demilitarized zone, between the pro-Hamas protesters on that side and the pro-Ireland protesters on this side. And there's about a 15-foot gap in between them. When I came up the Grand Parade, when I arrived in Cork, I saw the Palestinian side first. You can find them like that because there's very few Irish flags amongst them. When I was in Dublin, they had a much smaller pro-Hamas counter-protest in reaction to the nationalist protest, which I came here actually to cover. I guess Cork is a more left-leaning town. A couple of people here who recognized me came up to me to tell me it's actually a pretty woke place, and I believe it. You know what? I don't see one Palestinian flag on the Irish side, and I barely see one Irish flag on the Hamas side. People show you who they are when they fly their flags, don't they?
The guy there, right? He just called me Nazi scum in front of the guard, all right? I said, you want to kill all the Jews, and you're calling me a Nazi.
No, but the thing is about all these people here in Ireland. In Ireland, we can say nothing, but these people here can say what they want. They can sing and dance and our Taoiseach can call us mongrels. And
yeah, that was really weird. The Prime Minister of Ireland was disparaging ethnic Irish.
The Prime Minister of Ireland is not only a mongrel, he's an imbecile. And people to say things and come out here today and confront the people of Ireland and to say what he said, to insult the Irish nation.
What's happening, the pure lunacy that's happening in the country, it's absolutely crazy.
Why is it happening?
Money, and the EU forcing us further out into the Atlantic, just sinking us the whole time.
I'm a Dublin man myself, but my girlfriend's from Wicklow, so we're down here representing Wicklow, supporting the people of Cork, you know.
There's a lot of counter-protesters, more than I thought. Is that the nature of Cork?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. This is like a home base for them down here, so... Well, look, they're all soulless people. They need something to hold on to together, so that's why they're fucking all marching down here together. They have nothing else to believe in, so...
They're all Irish people, all right? And they're fighting, they're waving flags of a country that they have no association with.
Why do they do that?
I have no idea.
Well, these people over here, they're talking about bringing all these people into the country, but none of them are putting them up. Do you know what I mean? So who has to deal with it? Us? Just because they say so. It's not right, it's not fair. Like, I'm 27, still living at home, can't find a place to rent. Like, where are we going to put these people? I mean, it's a disgrace.
I don't have enough words to put into what's wrong with this country at the moment. What's very, very wrong with it.
I'm trying to get a measure of how many people are here. Do you think that it's larger than the media give credit for?
100%, because we all know that live TV cannot count. They all need to go back to school and count properly.
That song is called The Black and Tans. It's about the British paramilitaries that were, in the minds of the Irish, illegal alien occupiers, and they were quite brutal in how they put down Irish nationalists, Irish Republicans. The phrase is, "Come out, you black and tans, come and fight me like a man," and they referred to the rebellion. It's a rebel song. It's a nationalist song. It's sort of an unofficial anthem of Ireland, and I recognized the song, even though they were singing with a fairly thick Gaelic accent. I sort of love that song, frankly, and I think about it a lot because today I feel like Ireland is being colonized. There's plantations, as they used to call them, but instead of Brits, it's people from the Middle East and Africa and far away. And I wonder how that Ireland, that culturally proud, historically literate Ireland, can juxtapose with the Ireland of globalism, of rootlessness, where citizenship means nothing and history is deleted. I don't know, but I'm really glad to meet these buskers.
This protest was organised to counter-protest all the government policies and stuff like that now. And then these bastards show up here to counter-protest us. But yeah, they're against government policies as well, so why don't they stand out here with us as well, you know? It doesn't make sense. It's just all about division and all. It's stupid people, as I said, soulless people. They need something to hold on to. So
what's happening in Ireland now is we feel our population is being replaced with mass migration, and there's no question or doubt about that. There always has been a strain in the Irish establishment of disdain for Irish culture, and I think you're witnessing that again in our present government, where the Taoiseach was at a conference there last week where Irish people were described as mongrels.
Yeah, I just heard the other. To denigrate your own people is so suicidal.
And instead of condemning that, he started, well, the Irish people are always hybrid. He more or less agreed with it. So it's a process of demoralisation of a people, of their history, their culture, their traditions, and their race. And that's how the left will always operate. I gave a speech there some time ago. A man came up to me, Arabic in demeanour. He shook my hand. He said, I'm a Lebanese Christian. And 50 years ago, we saw our people being annihilated and being exterminated.
Oh, yeah, Lebanon used to be a Christian country. Centuries ago, Egypt was a Christian country.
That's right. All of North Africa was Christian. But in Lebanon in particular, I remember it happening. We could see these people being wiped out, and the world did nothing about it. And we'd be very, very foolish in Western Europe not to think that the same thing will happen to us.
The Irish communists, right, that think Ireland, right, should just take in everybody, right? They go on about toxic masculinity, and yet they want the country to be destroyed and sink under the weight of financial strain. And, you know what I mean? And then have people coming here that aren't fed of the whole lot. They're a bunch of lunatics. You go back to the start of the Ukraine war, and for the first few months then, they started increasing massively the amount of other people coming in. So on the back of the compassion for the Ukrainian people, they started bringing everybody else in. So it's completely engineered. It's a fabrication. They're doing it. They want Ireland to be planted. They want the Irish people to become a minority.
I'm back in the DMZ between the two sides. This side is saying Nazi scum off our streets. This side is saying terrorist scum off our streets. That's the divide here. Very interesting to me. It's almost like two football teams with their chants and their songs. It's banter, but there's a lot of cops making sure it doesn't go any farther than banter.
And we're representing our country from a mass immigration, right? And there's illegal immigrants coming in, ripping up their passports, yeah? And they're getting into our country. We're only here to just defend our
What's the end game? How long will it go on for?
What we're here is for our own people that are living on the streets, all right? And they're saying Nazi scum. We're not Nazi.
Well, I'm with the Irish.
I can tell you're holding an Irish flag.
Yeah.
The other side, very few Irish flags on the other side. Why is that?
Foreigners, lesbians.
Those people are also not thinking about what it's going to be like in 20 or 30 years. They're only thinking about the now. What's it going to be like in 30 years, like? Is anyone thinking of the future, like? It's important, like.
The other side had global warming signs. They had Antifa signs. They had labor union signs. It's just basically the rent-a-mob. Whereas I put it to you that this side is here for one reason only. They're worried about mass immigration of people who are not Irish into Ireland, de-Irishing the place.
I dared to challenge them, the system, but they forgot one thing. They can jail me. They can even try and silence Michelle Keane, but they will never defeat the Irish people.
I have been doing very peaceful protests for the last 2 years against this EU migration pact of all these unvetted male migrants coming in to this country. They're flooding our country, and, you know, we want them out. You know, I mean, they're invading our country. Our crime rate has gone up and everything. And I ran in the general election, and I was falsely and unlawfully imprisoned by the Irish state.
For something you posted online?
I posted I posted online a conversation that my daughter had recorded in relation to a policewoman in Ireland, and they then brought a case against me through the courts, a defamation case and everything. But I then was, given a gagging order, and I obeyed that gagging order. And then on election day, when I should be happy about, going around my business when I was running for election, I got an email from a solicitor saying that they were going to jail me in 2 weeks' time. This was
for what? Was it for contempt of court?
For contempt of court. For a crime I didn't commit.
It sounds sort of like what happened to Tommy Robinson.
Yes, exactly. But like Tommy Robinson, like myself, we're very similar. We've told the truth. And we've been imprisoned. I was imprisoned, a mother of two, a week before Christmas. I was the only one in the history of the Irish state to be sent to Limerick female prison in the country for contempt of court.
Well, look around and ask yourself, is this the type of functional nation we want to live in? A nation where your child is pushed out of owning a home in the town they grew up in. A nation where your wage doesn't cover your rent, where your people are told to sit down and shut up while the government hands over your future to strangers. And they expect you to accept it, to watch it all disappear and say nothing. But here's what they didn't count on. We're still fucking here! Let me send a very clear message to Michal Martin. We are not the mongrels. We are thoroughbreds. And we will take this nation back from the political class who are beholden to the international world.
Well, it's raining, but the march goes on. Thousands and thousands of people in County Cork, Ireland. And joining me now is Malachy Steenson, who's a councillor in Dublin and was the host of a massive rally in that city just over a month ago. Malachy, what do you think of today?
I think it's a great day for Cork. We've obviously travelled down from the other end of the country, from Dublin. There's people here from all over. A good crowd for Cork, and it's shown that right around this country people are opposed to what the government is doing. And for instance, we had the Taoiseach Michal Martin saying that the Irish were mongrels.
Why did he say that?
Well, why did he say that? Because he actually believes that. He believes that the Irish people are less than anybody else. He believes in the destruction of this country. And we have come here to his home county of Cork.
Oh, is this where he's from?
That's where he's from. To send a message, a very clear message to him, that we're not mongrels, that we're thoroughbreds.
Nationalists started out as a minority. Grand Parade, we had 600 people. Different story here today.
The man of the hour is Derek Bly. He's the organizer here. I only have 5 minutes with him because he's surrounded by well-wishers. Thanks for taking 5 minutes. Your people love you. Tell our viewers a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, you know what, Ezra? Right? All I am is an ordinary man. I'm a bricklayer, right? I'm a husband, a father, and I love my country. Right? I lived in Canada for 10 years and I came back to Ireland and I went, whoa, what is after happening? Wokeness, mass immigration had absolutely changed my country completely. Ireland used to be a conservative country. It used to be a safe country. It used to have a high trust. Now the streets are dangerous. Okay, children can't walk the streets. Women can't walk the streets. This used to be a country where, right, you would leave your car open, you would leave your front door open at night. You could leave your children in a pram at the front of a shop. You cannot do that anymore. There are stabbings, there are rapes. Young people can't find housing. They're leaving the country in their droves. Ireland has changed massively, and all I'm trying to do is raise awareness, rally the troops, and make a change, and hopefully try to make a difference.
I came all the way from Canada to Ireland to report on their march against mass immigration. To read all my reports or to chip into our crowdfund to help our journalism, go to migrantreports.com.